Starting off for today, we have Asman with his take on gays and the right's outlook towards them.
Honestly, in my opinion, I think that the Republicans and the conservatives need to totally drop the gay issue, okay? Grindr has said that the RNC is the Super Bowl for the app. Like, there's a lot of gay conservatives. There's a lot of gay Republicans. Like, I think Scott Bessent's gay. I think, isn't Dave Rubin gay, too? There's a lot of guys that are gay now. Can we just move past this, right? Like, we don't want to lose the gay people. Like, why? Who gives a fuck, right? Yeah, and so Peter Thiel's gay. Yeah, like, what are we doing here? Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares anymore. So, like, I think we need to just move past that.
While believe myself to be a centrist, I 100% agree with his take, because people shouldn't be judged their sexual orientation when deciding whether their opinions are valid to consider. While believe myself to be a centrist, I 100% agree with his take, because people shouldn't be judged their sexual orientation when deciding whether their opinions are valid to consider.
You, just a regular, ordinary person, actually make an arrest? Under Singapore law, yes, you could make a citizen's arrest, but only under extremely specific conditions. It's called an arrest by a private person, and here's when it's legal. One is if you personally witness the crime taking place, and two is if the crime is serious and is called an arrestable and non-bailable offense. This includes things such as robbery, rape, kidnapping, causing grievous hurt with a weapon. There are also special cases where you can act if the crime is committed against you or your property, but only if the offender refuses to give a valid name or address or gives false details. Another situation is if a person is wanted under a warrant of arrest but is in hiding. In that situation, a private citizen may be allowed to help in arresting.
Good to know. Good to know what kind of legal options we have in the beautiful nation state of Singapore. Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, where was I?
We have another cultist from the H-Man's cult defending his take on Mao Zedong, where he believes himself to be someone who is just stating facts.
I got stopped by a cop who thought I was like making fun of Mao Zedong, which I never would and never will. Mao Zedong is a one of the great leaders of this world, okay? A man who changed the entire universe, the entire planet. Okay? For real, yes. I mean, there was a lot of fucking excesses, let's be real, but the People's Republic of China would not exist without Mao.
As you can see, he is definitely not being a dog right now. I can just imagine that if Mao Zedong was alive right now, H-Man would actually be one of his concubines. For the next topic, we have the H-Man getting called out by the U.S. government. Now shit's about to hit the fan.
Not relatability. They don't have aspirational goals anymore to behave in that way where they're like, oh, we're right-wingers, but we're also intelligent right-wingers, and we're going to destroy you in the marketplace of ideas. They don't have that anymore. They don't want that anymore. They want Joe Rogan. They want aspirational, or they don't even want aspirational no longer. It was first intellectual aspirational goals. Then it was material aspirational goals, like, you know, all of the wealth and the women that want to fuck you, this hyper machismo with Andrew Tate. And now it's relatability. They're looking for someone who is a lumpenprole in the exact same way that they are, who has made it. That's why that is how I describe the rise of the likes of Asmongold.
After his recent trip to Cuba, the U.S. government launched an investigation into 43 different entities and dropped certain names like H-Man along with DSA. We also got a response from Destiny regarding the situation, and it's as you expected. Now we have his favorite nation's foreign minister shooting shots at Trump.
For disruptions to the passage through the Strait of Hormuz is the illegal U.S.-Israeli military operations against Iran. Ceasefire as well as peace and stability in the Gulf region are the fundamental prerequisites to keep the international shipping route safe and unimpeded. Parties need to work together to promote de-escalation and prevent regional turmoil from having a greater impact on global economy and energy security.
So what exactly was he supposed to do? Sit with his hands under his ass? Or should he open negotiations after he has already done more than 5 times and the response is still the same, disruption from their side? How would your nation state like to do this then? Trump has been as civil as possible. If they want to come to the table to negotiate, they have to respect the terms of the ceasefire, or what? Do you expect him to just bow down to them? It makes zero sense. He is supposed to bow down to a nation that is actively committing acts of terrorism while being the president of one of the biggest economies in the world. How does that even make sense? Now here we have PlayStation's official account still going strong with the woke messaging in 2026, but as in all their recent tweets, they are getting called out by the community notes. Why can't these people stop with this messaging? It's over. You don't need to pander to the woke crowd, who will cancel you cause you don't check the diversity boxes. We have another old guy here to tell us how quote-unquote stable the AI industry is. He warns us that how the DRAM shortage is going to extend for a decade plus. He tells us how after TSMC's recent dip in stock price, it's not actual a result of the AI bubble and the industry just correcting itself. No, there is no bubble, everything is fine. What bubble? All he sees is a solid shell. He also mentions the recent data centers by Meta and xAI are being leased out. Also that Nvidia is just paying another company to buy GPUs from them. Nuo, just ignore the facts. AI is going to cure cancer. It's going to prevent natural disasters. Wait 10 years and it will also clean him up after he is done spouting this much shit. For our next specimen, we have someone who wants to be Elon Musk's next wife. This guy wants us to believe that AI will make everything that we use in our day-to-day life free. As to how AI will go about doing that. He doesn't know, I don't know, you don't know, fuck if you ask Elon under oath, even he would plead the fifth, but you better believe it will happen. Like, man, who are you kidding? For 1 second I think he understands AI can't do that in neither your or my lifespan, but he wants us to think about the greater humanity as a whole. Thank God he isn't in front of me, or I would have slapped him myself just to shut him up. Please, if he was some kind of activist doing something to make the world or even AI better, I would at least appreciate that, but no, he doesn't even do that. Another case of blatant police and law enforcement corruption displayed to us by the San Francisco Police Department.